A look at Yohan Santana, set to bring his stuff from the mound. Great to have you with us, and for the Oakland A's, they are happy to be home. Two-Day Sports proudly presents Major League Baseball. It's Wednesday night. Happy to have you with us.
It was good to be at the old Oakland.
And Steve, what's he got in his mind now as he pitches against these Yankees?
Southpaw on the mound today, and this one is going to have to be on top of his game. And when he's not, he's usually pretty darn good. But this is a quality lineup he's facing, which means he's going to have to really execute his pitches to get out of change.
Game's greatest pitchers in Yohan Santana.
Now sponsored by
This guy's going
Pepsi.
to know
This
here.
is Joe
He's
Girardi's
going
offensive.
to
John, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, anyone who's watching this game today, just notice the approach at the plate that Manny Ramirez brings. You're talking about one of the greatest run producers in the history of baseball. But what you love about him, even when he gets 2 strikes on him, he doesn't panic. But he's not afraid to shoot the ball the other way to get a base hit to drive in runs. That's why he's so difficult to pitch to.
It's one of the game's
We've
greatest
got
hitters.
Jones batting.
Just shows it every
The
time.
Yankees coming in awful loss. Makes it 5 in a row now they've lost. They're looking to get this turned around.
Well, nobody likes 5-game losing streaks. In some ways, these guys are more motivated than almost anybody to win a game today. Each game becomes more urgent the longer your streak continues.
Yeah, I think when it comes to a 5 or 3-game losing streak, you just are a little demoralized. Coming on the road, you're traveling. I think for the Yankees, they need to win.
Hot shot towards the hole. And out. Pitcher makes a nice play at first base.
It's a nice race on the opportunity at first and waste any time getting over. That's the key. Beat the runner to the bag.
Good hustle off the mound.
That was great. So you saw right there. Sometimes you got
Well, an injury-shortened season in 2009 for Yohan Santana, but still one of the best pitchers in baseball with that outstanding changeup.
one of the greatest changeup. And I remember watching Yohan pitch in 2009 and 2008 when he was with the Minnesota Twins. And then with the Yankees, the Mets, he really became that go-to guy. He really became that superstar that every fan did.
Santana sets and throws. Swung on line to right center field. That falls in the first hit of the ball game. Yohan Santana's an exciting player. Some hitters bring fans to the front of their seats. Yohan Santana, when he's pitching, he gets fans up and going.
Oh, you take notice when he's out there because you know he has the ability to strike people out. Great fastball, but that changeup is one of the best going. And he's a very tough competitor, too. Loves to swing the bat.
Oh, yeah, he's a great competitor. Fans great about Santana.
The pitch. Smashes that one towards the shortstop. That's one.
Double play.
Double play, they got them both. Well, that's one way to keep your pitch count down. They wrap that inning up with 3 pitches. And first chance coming up for the Athletics. Now the Yankees starting pitcher. So, Steve, we've got to be conscious of key things. What are those things in this Oakland lineup?
I think Gary's going to go for the stop to back some of these hitters off the plate to make them uncomfortable, because if they're comfortable, they've got a chance to do some real damage.
That is Luis Castillo leading it off.
Well, you got to give it to Max Fried. He pitched great last year for the Yankees, and I think he signed that big $100 million deal with him. He was the ace
First
last year
pitch to
due to the injury
Castillo.
to Garrett Cole. Coming into 2026, I think
Starts
Max
it
Fried's
on
going
the
to
slide.
continue
First
what he
strike.
did last season with the Yankees.
Looking at the
He
numbers
was excellent
last
at
year,
that.
he hit 200 against the Yankees. Ball one. Here's the pitch.
Castillo's always been a guy that's great at contact. He's a great contact hitter.
Sharp right to that slider, 1-2.
But once you make the decision to swing, you have got to swing the bat. He waited a little too long. He wanted to swing a little earlier. His indecisiveness, though, caused him to swing late and miss it.
That was a nasty
Got him
pitch.
there. That was a nice strikeout.
I'll tell you what, with this kind of fastball, you can make a living up in the zone. He runs it up and away. The hitter was thinking something else.
I think he was thinking home run.
Bases
That's what I'm
empty,
always
one away.
thinking. Home runs.
Swings and misses the slider. 0-1.
The 2009 Oakland A's, a very young team, struggled during the course of the season. They played close to 500 baseball at home, but ultimately well under 500 for the whole year.
Yeah, the A's have had their ups, they've had their downs in the last 30 years. 2009 was not much different in 2025. They're a bad team. Hopefully they get better in 2026.
Swung on, hit sharply. That should be a base hit. Here's a look at the offense for the Athletics, presented by Pepsi. Now, John, anyone in particular we should keep an eye on?
Well, as an old guy myself, I love watching these veteran guys play. Look, Miguel Tejada's range at shortstop is not as good as it once was when he first came up to the big league, but he plays with smarts now. He positions himself better, and he still has those good hands to make the consistent plays.
The A's home record ended up being one game below 500, and that is just unacceptable for any team that hopes to have a winning record.
Well, it absolutely is, and the fact that, you know, besides the Angels, it's not like it's a great division. The three other teams in that division, including Oakland, are average teams at best. So you would think that they would have a better record than that if they're going to try to compete. But the fact is that the Oakland A's are a team that, you know, they try to walk a lot. They try that on-base percentage OPS thing, and sometimes it just doesn't work out for them. I would prefer to see them just swing the bat like they're capable of swinging instead of taking so many pitches. Because, you know, most of the time that first pitch is the best one. And you play against teams that can pitch well, and you get put in a hole, you're going to get buried.
You know, John, I look at it, and I don't think it's just the philosophy that's the issue for the Oakland A's. I don't think right now they have the impact players. They have pretty good starting pitching, although they're all young and inexperienced. Pretty good offensive players, although most are young and inexperienced. And I think that that's really what you can get is inconsistent baseball from such a young team.
Gets in front, stopped it. It's in the dirt. He delivers. And Tejada makes good contact here. This one's going to be fielded by Ramirez. And the Yankees in the field. Here's a look at their defense. Thoughts, Steve? Anybody stand up?
With Yadier Molina behind the plate, it really changed.
Griffey Jr.
And Ken Griffey Jr. Last year, sporting a 6 for 24 against the Yankees. And they pitch out. Nobody's moving. And he is out at second. No runs, one hit, and no one left on base.
For the second inning.
Big Reds in the batter's box. He'll start us out here in the second.
Big Red.
A shot up the middle. And Tejada picks it up. DH in the box. One out, bases empty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a rocket toward short. And he throws to first in time, out number 2. And in the batter's box, it's Ramirez. Base is empty and 2 down. Well hit towards the middle. Play by Castillo. Throws to first in time. That's 3 down. Amazingly fast inning. Oakland Coliseum, beautiful evening. A little bit of a breeze, not too cool though.
Number 24, Griffey Jr.
On the ground to third.
He's out. For the
Number 29. So Griffey Jr. is retired. And it's Brian Giles in the box now. One out, nobody on. Hit sharply down the line.
Oakland Athletics.
That one's caught.
Well, still in the early going. Let's take a glimpse at how the Yankees are doing compared to the rest of the American League. 4th in home runs, 6th in ERA, and they're in the top 10 in slugging percentage, showing that power and slugging a major part of their offensive production, and giving them a chance to put runners in scoring position and drive in runs.
Fouled off that first pitch, 0-1 the count. Pitcher gets a little help right there. A dirt pitch for a swinging strike. The slider swung on it, struck him out, side gone. And they go quietly offensively in this half inning, nothing across. Still, nobody on the board here in Oakland. And if you just joined our broadcast, great to have you on board. 2K Sports Major League Baseball, I'm Gary Thorne with Steve Phillips and John Kruk. Shortstop up. He'll get things going here in the third. Santana sets and throws to deep right center. As he retreats back for it and gets the out. It's back for it and gets the out. And Atkins settles in. Base is empty, 1 out. Liner towards the hole. And Giles takes care of that one.
Gary, you know, he's settling into a groove right here. And that's 6 in a row that he's set down.
And it's Molina at the plate. His average last year, big time, 375 against Johan Santana. He'll throw on to first, and that'll do it for this half inning. Nothing doing here in this half inning. There's Bob Guerin, the manager. He's watched some great deliveries on the mound. Struggling bats, though. Important now to get the offense stinging. Baroa in the batter's box. He'll start things off for the home team. We're in the third. That ball swung on and hit. Jones to field it. One away now.
Let's take a look at last year's rankings and see how the Oakland Athletics fared. 4th in stolen bases, 5th in batting average with runners in scoring position, and they were in the top 10 in hits, a lineup that was able to make a lot of contact and put the ball in play.
Nobody on base, one away.
Oakland have had the ups, had the downs, playing in Sacramento instead of playing the Oakland out in the Coliseum.
Swung on, popped way to shallow right.
They did have some good games. They did have some.
Atkins to field this one. 2 down here in the inning. It's Pallone at the plate.
O.J. Clone just showing some potential. A young catcher coming up in big spots.
Here it comes. And that's too low, 1-0.
The best curveballs are the ones that start the strike zone, then fall out of the strike zone. He couldn't get him to fish for that one, though.
1-0 now.
The other thing that's great about Jake Cole, he will swing at not every pitch. He's not a free swing, but he's the guy that will get a good hit.
1-1 on the way.
That was a nasty pitch, a sinker. That's one thing that's great about Max Fried. He has a great sinker, and his curveball, devastating.
Swung on, hit in the air to right center. That'll do it as they put that one away. Not a lot of action in this half inning, nothing on. Both teams still looking for their first run in Oakland. The top of the order is due up next. And we've got Jones batting. Rounded out his last time up.
Now Spencer Jones, the Yankees' top prospect, 2025. The Scranton Yankees have really put up some big numbers in the last 3 years. And they drafted stuff, so I think in 2023. So this is a guy that's really jumped up the charts, and a lot of teams can acquire him in trades, but Yankees managed to stick with him. Like him, Jason Dominguez, a few other great prospects they had with the organization. He's right there, right behind their young shortstop. The Yankees. So, at the end of the day, health is everything. I think for Spencer Jones to have a great career at the big leagues, he's got to be consistent.
First pitch. This one's grounded hard up the middle. That's one away. And you'll want to tune in next Monday. We'll see Josh Hamilton and the Texas Rangers. The Detroit Tigers come into town. That one will get underway at 8 Eastern.
Sounds like a good one to get. I think every fan
in
baseball.
Right fielder batting again. Had a base hit his last time up. Base is empty with one away.
Well, this game's presented by Budweiser. Gary and the boys, grab a bud. This bud's for you. That's what it's all about. Well, Aaron Judge, boy, he had a big home run yesterday for Team USA against Team Mexico. It was a pretty good game. The final score was 5-3. USA really put a licking on Team Mexico. Team Mexico played good. Pitching really good. They got the big-time bats like USA. The World Baseball Classic has been really good, and your superstars are really starting to show their superpowers, that's for sure.
And here's the first one. He makes contact, line drive.
Number 20.
I can't tell you, playing second base was tough.
That ball was hit so hard the second baseman barely had time to react, but playing in the right spot, he gets the out.
2 outs and nobody on.
Well, their big acquisition last trade deadline, Ryan McMahon, has been pretty good for the Yankees. Great defensively. Sometimes the bat power is not there. He does hit for great average, gets on base, and gets on base for the big bats. Stanton, of course, likes of Aaron Judge, and now they have the young stars like Jones on the team, Dominguez. So I think Ryan, when he showed in Colorado, he's consistent and he's great defensively. That's all you want. The Yankees have had that great third baseman since A-Rod, so we'll have to see what McMahon can do.
First pitch on the way. Fouled away. Hit up the middle. And that gets through for a base hit.
Number 47.
Big Reds in the batter's box. Grounded out his last time through.
Big Red, Paul Schmidt. This is a guy who's
Runner on first, 2 away.
The Arizona Diamondbacks. Didn't have the greatest year last year in 2025 for the Yankees. 2024, he had a good year. But 2026 coming up, they need to be more consistent, get more home runs, hit for average and power that he once did with Arizona. Sometimes when you go to New York, it's much tougher. But Bellinger, of course, Judge, make it easier for you. And Stanton, they're on their game. He should get better pitches.
And the first pitch. This is popped down the right field line. Should be room.
Oh, can of corn. Oh, so close.
Had a look at that one, but can't come up with it.
They're definitely fighting over that baseball. Sometimes when you get a silver hair in this game, you just want to get the silver hair. And I think the most important thing when you go to a baseball game, you'll have a good time. I was going watching baseball and going to a few games. I'm playing at the same time. It's always fun. The atmosphere's great. There's sunflower seats, the fans, hot dogs. It's just a great atmosphere. I remember in the late 80s, so just a toddler, little league, t-ball, between that. Where I used to go to a few games with some minor league stuff. It was all fun.
0-1, Santana.
The thing about Johan Santana, his pitches will his circle change, and of course the fastball, absolutely devastating stuff. Just electric stuff.
The pitch.
Can
And
of
a
corn,
swing
King
and
Griffey Jr.
contact made. It's going to be Griffey Jr. That one's grabbed. Side retired. No runs on a base hit. They leave one man on at first. Both teams still looking for their first run in Oakland.
Yeah, we need some runs, that's for sure.
Top of the lineup coming up. Here's Luis Castillo leading it off. A lifetime average, 252 against the Yankees.
The thing about Yus Castillo, he does hit for
First
average. I mean,
pitch
he gets
to
really good
Castillo.
at the balls.
That curve is just a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now, big break on this curveball. He starts it in the strike zone, but it falls right out of the zone. Good eye by the hitter not to chase it.
On the outside corner, 1-1.
Unless you stay back and really think about going the other way, you've got no chance of hitting that four-seamer down and away.
1-1 pitch. A sinker taken for a strike. 1-2.
And he gotta be good. The sinker is really tough. A curveball, a sinker.
The 1-2 pitch. And Castillo misses. Strike 3.
Number 95.
Here's a better look at that sinker.
It's one of the toughest pitches to
This
hit.
one's headed towards the outside corner of the plate, and the pitcher just fooled him. He needs to be a bit more disciplined up there.
And not much in the timing department there, John. He's going back to the dugout.
The thing that's great about Max Fried, he's pitching for the Braves. He's curveball, sinker, absolutely.
First pitch, here it comes. Watches that fastball. That goes by him for a strike.
Oh, it's a quality fastball right there, just pounding the strike zone down and away. He had no chance to put that one in play.
That's one thing I used to always have a tough time. The curveball. The fastball goes.
Swung on, and that's foul back.
It's a pretty full house here tonight. Watch the A's and Yankees. The Yankees always bring tons and tons of fans.
And it holds at 0-2.
Ball
Well,
really
you can
tripping.
tell right there that the batter is in protection mode. Anything close, he's just trying to put it in play. The fact that he fouled it off will keep this at-bat going.
Oh, swing, batter, swing. Put your speed right through.
Swing
See
and a
ya.
miss. Strike him out with a breaking ball. 2 down.
Number 60.
That's a hard-biting curveball right there with great break. Awfully tough to put in play. Swung right through it.
Tell you right now, and I played back in the day. Trying to hit
At
that
the
pitch
plate.
was just impossible.
Over his career, 303 off the Yankees.
It's always good to watch a former
He lays
MVP
off the pitch outside
for
and
the
low ball
Oakland
one.
A's. I've had a few MVPs over the years. I've had Reggie Jackson, had Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, and of course,
Now the 1-0 pitch.
all win the MVP in Major League Baseball. And of course, Jason.
And that's swung on and hit. And Jones. And that's the third out. That'll do it. And they're held in check here in this half inning. Still unable to score. Oakland still 0.
Gotta give to the Yankees. They really come to play.
Coming along. From the box now, their rookie DH. He'll get a start here in the 5th.
I don't like you say about Cody Bellinger. He really waited for a big contract, got a 5-year deal from the Yankees. He's been for a few teams the last few years. Going with the Cubs, to going to the Dodgers, won the World Series in 2020, won the MVP, won the World Series MVP. And it goes back to the Yankees, where he can play outfield, he can play DH, he can play first base, and he's great defensively. Outfield, DH, he can do it all. He really is one of those great Yankees that we've seen in the past, like Mickey Mantle, likes of Darryl Strawberry, that can play multiple positions and can hit for power.
The first pitch. Here's a swing and a fly ball to right center.
What do you call that? A boop
And
swing.
that one falls in there for a single.
Number 00.
So Manny Ramirez is coming up.
Well, a good start to this inning, but let's see if the guys behind him, after he starts out this inning with the single, can follow up and finish this inning off with some runs.
Well, one of the greatest RBI guys of all time, Manny Ramirez, when he's on. Watch out.
Up the middle. Oh, and he caught it. What a play. A shot right back at him.
What a play by the pitcher right there. He should have seen it. I think he had to have closed his eyes to make that catch.
The rookie shortstop in. 0 for 1 thus far. Santana swings, clobbers this one. Deep left center field. Goodbye, home run, a 2-run digger. And so they jump out to the 2-0 lead. Wow, what a great time for a 2-run shot like that.
Well, they call that a moonshot, boys. And Gonzalez extended those arms, and that baseball flew out of the ballpark. Amazing.
2 runs on the board on the long ball. Contributes to the chance of winning, you bet. Here's our Pepsi WPA graph.
Gary looked like he was setting on that pitch. He got it and drove it out of the park.
What they're going to want to do in this ball game now is take advantage of that and build that momentum up.
Now they need to still be aggressive out there and go right after the plate.
He home run for the game's great pitchers.
Well, the Yankees are back and they're not messing around as they take the lead. The offense is back.
With that, there, Steve. The most important thing for the Aces, I got to look at that.
Here's the delivery. Swings, lines this one back up the middle. And it's through. Credit Atkins a single. And that will bring up Yadier Molina.
Well, he clearly was anticipating fastball. He jumped all over it, ripping himself a base hit to center field.
Hard grounded to short. And so Molina retired.
I thought they had a shot at a double play right there, but at least they got one out. And now a runner in scoring position at second base.
And we've got Jones batting. 0 for 2 thus far. 2 outs and a runner on second. And here's the first one. Swung on, hit. Oh, that'll move you on the mound. He just